I'm Dr. K.S.N. JYOTHI, Assistant Professor at Department of Genetics and Biotechnology, Women's College Koti. We've been doing a series on indoor plants, more specifically plants that provide oxygen and which purify air. The next plant in this series that we are going to discuss is peace lily. Peace lily is a beloved house plant because it blooms white flowers once in a while and adds a lot of aesthetic value wherever you put it. The name of peace lily has actually come up because of the white blooms which resemble a lily. But actually this plant doesn't belong to the family of Liliaceae. Instead, it belongs to the family of Araceae and to the genus Spathiphyllum. Peace lily is a native of tropical rainforests of America. Peace lily actually grows in tropical rainforests, which means it grows under large trees and where there is a lot of bark leftovers and peat. So when you are trying to grow this particular plant in your households in a pot, try to provide the same kind of a medium so you can see peace lilies growing very well. They give these white blooms. And this particular white flower that comes up actually is not a flower, but this is a spathe. Spathe in botany actually means a kind of an extended leaf. And because it is white in color, that signifies peace, it's called as a peace lily. This particular plant is frequently associated with peace, purity and prosperity because of its beautiful flowers. Apart from just being a showy house plant, peace lily has a lot of benefits. It is known that this particular plant increases the humidity by about 5%. So when you have more humidity, you will be able to breathe easier even when you are asleep. That makes this particular plant a wonderful house plant to be kept in your bedrooms. Peace lilies are known to remove toxic gases like acetone and formaldehyde wherever you keep them. So this makes peace lily a favorite plant to be kept in office spaces, living rooms, bedrooms or any dark corner of your house. What are the tips to grow this particular plant? You need to have a very loose peat based potting mix, and this particular plant needs very little water. So you can water them just twice a week, and the indication of when to water this particular plant is when you have the soil which is drying more than 1 centimeter in the pot. You can check it and then start watering it. The beauty of the plant is peace lilies can ask for water. You can see that when these leaves start drooping, it's an indication that they need water. But remember, don't overwater the plant because the leaves will become brown if you overwater them. So the right amount of water at the right time is what helps your peace lilies to bloom on time. What kind of pots are suitable for this particular plant? Peace lilies are better grown in small pots. The root clump should not be very spacious, so you need to grow them in small pots. So always pick an ideal pot size would be a 10 centimeter pot, which is just wider by about 8 to 10 centimeters and 10 centimeters long. That is an ideal pot size for your peace lily to grow in your households. And you can grow them in any kind of a pot, terracotta, clay, ceramic, any kind of a pot will do, but the size of the pot should be smaller. When do you repot this particular plant? Generally, peace lilies have a lifespan of about 3 to 4 years, and as I mentioned, they flower or that spathe comes out generally in spring season only. Rest of the time this is just a green plant. So when you see that there is overcrowding and the root clumps start coming out of your pot, it is then that you have to remove it carefully, take out that clumps and then repot them. Because peace lilies are originally native to tropical rainforests, they don't need direct sunlight. In fact, if you put your potted plant in direct sunlight, the leaves will lose their bright green color. So always prefer putting it in windows which are generally towards the south or the west, which means you don't have direct sunlight. Under an indirect sunlight, or sometimes peace lilies can grow very well even in a fluorescent light. So in office spaces, if you put them on a table, you can beautify it by adding a fluorescent light above it, which is enough for your peace lily to happily grow and then bloom when the season is on. Peace lilies are known to be very good as house plants because of their aesthetic value and also because they when you see those nice white flowers on your indoor plant, it acts as a stress reliever. So if you follow all the tips properly and be able to grow this plant in your households, it will add lot of beauty and also health to wherever you put it. The white blooms of peace lily generally come up in spring. Sometimes if it is growing in a very healthy conditions, it will also bloom again in fall, which means technically in a year you get this path twice a year, and once it comes, it stays for about 2 to 3 months. So don't expect your peace lily to flower all the time, that this path comes up only twice a year, but it stays only if you are growing it in a comfortable soil and water it less often. Lastly, peace lily is not just a beautiful house plant, but it helps in removing toxic gases like acetone, formaldehyde and benzene. So it's a wonderful air purifier, adds a lot of aesthetic value. It's a low maintenance plant which adds glory and beauty to wherever you put it in your house. If you want healthy green leaves for your peace lily, never forget to mist the leaves. You can just spray little water on the leaves to keep them healthy and fresh even during summers. So few tips to grow this beautiful plant in your indoors once again. Never overwater the peace lilies. Make sure you have a peat based pot mix, small pot size, indirect or a fluorescent lamp, indirect sunlight or a fluorescent lamp also will do. If you see that your leaves are wilting or drooping or browning, remember either it is because of overwatering or underwatering. So please pick the right amount of water for your plant and happily grow this beautiful plant in your households. I hope all of you will follow these tips and grow a beautiful peace lily in your house. In the next episode, we will talk about more indoor plants which provide more oxygen, which act as air purifiers, and all the tips to grow these plants comfortably in your households. Thank you.